How are you doing this morning? Wow, it is a lovely morning. It is Monday. The world is alive with eclipse. So let us see what we can do here with ourselves and put ourselves in a lovely feeling. Having some coffee. Morning, sis. How are you doing today? Yeah, the world is alive and every hi, Lynn. Hello, Joy. But how it's back? I need your first name. Joy. Is it Joy? How are you guys feeling this morning? The world is alive today with this thing going on, the eclipse, and oh my goodness, the amount of things you hear about this eclipse. In some cases, you want to stay in bed. I heard from somebody who told me about it yesterday. Anyway, the world is coming to an end according to some people, but let us just enjoy being this wonderful person that we are today. You saw your heading. Hi, oh, Joy. Okay, hi, Joy. Loretta, good morning. Hi, Lisa, good morning. You have a little shoulder pain, oh, Stacy. That you know what that is, eh? It's not a pain, Stacy. It's that you're able to feel. When you have a pain, say, you know what? I can feel you. I hear you. I'm going to work on you. I'm doing something to take care of you. So, Lisa, how are you guys doing over there? Everybody is so... Oh, Joyce is your name. Great. Everybody is so wrapped up in the eclipse and all of that, and it just reminds me of 2000 when we were supposed to just disappear, just swallow into nothing. So anyway, we don't know. All I know is that something magnificent, according to the scientists, are happening, and all the excitement, and all over Niagara Falls, they have a state of emergency because of the crowd. So you can imagine what that's like. But I'm having coffee in a winter cup. And it's spring. I need a spring cup. I have to go check my cups. You know how long it takes me to choose a cup. Anyway, that's enough from you. You're talking so much that you forgot what you're supposed to do this morning. Yeah, that is a warning to myself. There we go. So, one of the things we have to know for sure, oh, trust me, I feel it, and I'm glad I can feel it. Yes, feel it. Let us look at where we are. It is... Insecurity coming from others can be devastating. We already know that. Waiting for the eclipse at 3:15. Get your glasses on, Lisa. Yes, insecurity from others holds us back. They said that we should not be around or avoid being around people that are insecure. And I really got a nice dose of it with somebody over the weekend talking of all the things they're afraid of and this insecurity, and it was just so heavy. And I had to do the Taylor Swift dance, shake it off. I had to shake it off. And I was only on the phone. Can you imagine what would have happened if I was in person? So I always quote scripture, and I don't know why. If I had asked you when I started talking that I would say this, that Jesus had said to the apostles, when you go somewhere and you're not accepted or something is not, whatever, you take your shoes and you knock it together and you shake it off. So you let it go. He didn't say to bring that feeling that they didn't like you, they didn't care for you into your next step. He said, take the shoes and hit it together and shake the dust from your feet. And that's powerful. So when you're facing insecure people, make sure you remember to do that. It's not that you have to take your shoes and hold it up to your face and pong it together. I'm not talking about that. But shake off that energy that they have put on you. An insecure human beings is the thing about insecure people. They're not quiet. And they do not hide in a corner either. Because although they're insecure, they have something to say. But they cannot bring themselves to say something that will push up. They can only see failures. And we all know them, and we all maybe meet somebody off and on. You can be having a conversation, and when you put down the phone, you're going, I need to get something to drink. I need something to swallow. But that is all wrong. It's just realize, okay, that person, good morning, Yuko, how are you feeling today? Is Niagara Falls still on fire? So when you meet that person and you have that conversation, or you're not participating in that conversation, but you happen to be in the room or in the outside at a barbecue, all of these seasons are coming, and you're going to find yourself in there. Those that are insecure do not see the impossible becoming possible. They never see the impossible coming possible. But they're really empty because they cannot, and that's lovely, Yuko. They cannot see that. They cannot even feel it. They are just so insecure that they will, sometimes it hurts others because they hold you back. They do hold you back. So when you're facing that, you need to listen to what they have to say. They are unable to let go of all thoughts of limitation. They cannot let go that they will not have all what they desire. They cannot let go of that. It's so funny, eh? They cannot let go that I can have anything I desire. I need to take action. I need to step into the moment. I need to say, I can do this. That insecurity sometimes is embedded in them from birth. Apparently, they say we are born without the fear of falling. But when we are little, it is instilled in us. That's why we go and we might fall. So before we get the fall, they grab us back. But what about if we go and we jump and we don't hurt ourselves? So our family teaches us how to be risk adverse. We cannot take a risk because we are always jumping into one thing or the other and they're pulling us back and saying, don't do that. But is it their fault or they too had that same experience? So that is why insecurity can keep you back. You will, an insecure person, they used to call them a wallflower. That means they stand in a corner and they observe. But I wondered when they absorb all of that, what can they do with it? Or when they're in the corner absorbing, do they only see the negative, the bad thing? Is that what pulls them into being insecure even more? They concentrate on all the things that they don't desire than the things that they do want in their life. They do not concentrate on what I want or what I desire. They look at all about what they don't desire. They look at it and I don't want it. I get that often. When I'm coaching and they first come to give me, when I coach someone, I always say, hey, hi Valerie, good morning. How are you feeling this morning? I always say, here is your notebook. Write in your notebook 5 things you desire to have in your life. And then come to me. And 9 out of 10, even today, after all those years of coaching, and speaking about it, I still get all 5 things that people do not desire in their life. They do not tell me what it is they desire. I do not want to drive an old car like my father. I do not want to be in debt like my brother. I do not want to always be renting like my sister. You understand? Okay, why are you putting that as a list of wants? Why? It's because they're so insecure. It's the insecurity that makes them see what they don't want, but that's all they concern themselves about. I don't want it. I don't want it. And yet, every time you say that, you're just making it stick in your head even more. So if you do not want it, it won't come. So an insecure person will bring out everything that they know for sure they will not attain. And they'll tell you, hey, you, good morning, Belinda, how are you feeling this morning? And they're going to say, hey, you won't get it either. Because they're so insecure. I do not want to be in debt. I do not want to be poor. Well, then give me a list of 5 things when you come to be coached by me. That's what I ask you for, that you desire. But insecurity steps in and prevents them. How are you feeling this morning, Belinda? And prevents them from thinking of the desire. Their mind is so in the weakness. They feel limitation. I'll get this far, Tessa-Marie, but I won't get as far as enough. And then that prevents them from being consistent, being persistent, having the confidence. When a person is insecure, they will tell you, good morning, Kimberly. They will say to you all the things that they know for sure they will not achieve. They will tell you that because it's in our DNA. I love coming from the other side of the track. I just love, I have never figured it out. I live south of the track on the lake. So I know there's a railway track there, but I have never gone across there to stand there and see that it's different. The air seems the same. The scenery is the same, but we talk about the other side of the track in a negative way. And that's why I cannot succeed, they tell you. They speak what they do not desire with lots of energy and conviction. I really do want this. I do not. And it just comes because where you put your energy, an insecure person doesn't realize they're using energy to make all what they desire come in a negative way. And that is why an insecure person will sit on a stoop and criticize those that are pushing forward. An insecure person is an observer of the negativity. They cannot see the possible in the impossible. They cannot see the positivity in what is negative. They can only see the doom and gloom it is. They have strong opinions. Oh my, are the opinions strong? On danger, fear, doubt. They're scared of what they know and even what they don't know. That is the thing about somebody like that. They are scared of the things they know. They know it. They know if I go do this, I will really lose the weight. I know if, but they will not do it. They're still scared of it. And what they don't know, they form opinions. And the treasure lies there. They're covering the treasure that they could have by their negative opinion, although they know for sure that these negative opinions do not belong to the people they send it to. They know that, but they persistently do it anyway. If you think of it, it belongs to you. So the insecure person, when you're done talking to them, you need to do the Taylor Swift shake it off. You need to shake it off. You need to do what the Bible says, take your shoes and knock it together. Shake the dust of that negative insecurity away from you. It's not taking you anywhere. You're not a wallflower. You do not have to stand at the back and wonder. They're scared of the unknown, and they're even scared of the known, Kimberly. They know you can succeed. They know they have seen success of others, and they're scared of it. And they have seen it. They know it can be done. They're scared of the impossible becoming possible. That for sure. They know the possibility lies there. But when they're talking with you or when they're communicating with you, they don't seem to have anything that they can bring out of themselves to say the race is, I'm winning the race. I'm at the top. I'm doing my best. They have something that they're pulling back and just making them feel. And you hang around them. You know, after a while, you become Uncle Joe. You just shake your head like this. Well, the world is coming to an end. You know, I was talking to my friend over there, and he had all this. And you are now, you have taken the race. You became part of the relay, the negative relay race. You pass your battle to the next guy. You give the other guy the stick and say, run with it. It's horrible. The world is falling apart. Why? Because you took it from the anchor. You listen to it so much and you let it crowd your sense of independence, determination. Good morning, Peter. How are you feeling today? The insecurity of others can cripple you. And the more you stay in it, even if you don't comment, even if you're only in their energy while they're being insecure and they're telling the insecurity, the impossible will never be possible. I will never be rich. You will never be rich. You will never. To be rich, you have to be bad. They know damn well you don't have to be bad to be rich. They know that. And they are afraid of what they know and they're afraid of what they don't know. And they put it on you. They point. These are the titans up there. These are the amazing people up there. You're not one. Neither am I. And they're telling, they know they're titans. They know they're people that are expert in their fields that arrived. They started at the bottom like Drake and they got there. They know that. But what they tell you is that you will never be a titan, neither will I. And they're telling, and then they're going to give you all the points. They paid the dues. There was sweat and blood. Well, you have sweat. You have blood. Give some so you can become a titan. Tell me that instead. But they know you can win. They know they can win, but they do not choose to let off the insecurity. You can never be here. Don't aim for that. That's way too high. Don't try to be like Oprah. She's just too amazing. But Oprah started from the bottom, the real bottom, and she tells you that. But the expert that is scared of their own shadow is going to tell you, do not try for that. Don't go. Do not strive for that. Stay away from that. Why? Why? When the person who has gotten there told me the impossible is possible. So the insecure people are not quiet. They're not wallflowers. They don't hang back. They have big opinions. They're like the empty barrel that makes the most noise. That's who they are. When the barrel is full of whatever, it will roll and you won't hear it. But they're empty and they're loud, they're boisterous, they're pushing, they're giving you door. They look at you and they purse their lips in a negative way because you are outshining them in a way they cannot stand. So let me take you down. Time to take you down. As I said, they have strong opinions on danger, fear, and doubt. They're scared of what they know and they're even scared of what they don't know. They will tell you of the failures of others. Their words will start with, you wait and see. Hi Nancy, good morning. Have you heard that person that said, oh yeah, you just wait and see. You wait and see. That is how the insecure person speak. You wait and see. Why don't you tell me, go and do? That is the opposite of waiting and seeing. I can go and see for myself. I can go and do for myself. But the insecure person will say to you, yeah, right, just wait and see. You wait and see. And I already know. They already know what is going to happen. They love to use that phrase, I already know. The minute somebody says to you, I already know, you need to just stop talking and say, okay, continue. Since you already know, you do not want to hear one word from me. That is what it is. They're insecure. They have no room for you. They have room only for themselves. They never say go and look or go and do or go and see. Another thing, they are risk adverse. They will not take a risk. They will They said to me, I want to be rich, Tessa-Marie. I want to have money. And I said, okay, then this is how you should prepare yourself to make money. Oh no, I don't want to lose my money. I will just put it in a GIC. I'll put it in a term deposit. And then, although I will say to them, do you know why rich people are rich and why poor people stay poor? They said to me that the rich person is blocking them. And I said, no, you're so insecure. You will not take a risk. Nobody. We have a chain of stores in Canada called the Dollar Store. The Dollar Store started just maybe 20 years ago. But the most recent one is the green one, that's the Dollar Store. These stocks were $10. And these stocks, when they first came on the market, they went to the stock market, $10. It might have cost you $25 to take $200 and go to your bank and ask them to open an investment account for you and take that $500 you have sitting getting 5 cents on in the bank and invest it in the stock market of the Dollar Store. The Dollar Store stock, last time I went up to $179. So for every stock you had, risk adverse, they will not take the risk. They want the GIC that sits and gets $5 a week. And this stock went to 175 or 77. Then it split. So if you had 100 of them, no, you have 200. So they're like half of $175 each. But again, no, you have two pillars growing at the same time. Today, I was looking at it and it's at $157. So now you have two stocks, if you only had one before, at each of them value $157 and they're going up. And they will split again. So each two will get another one. Now you're at 4. But it's risky because the market fluctuates. That's a little bit of risk. But you don't buy stocks with the money you need to eat. You buy stock with the money you need for later. It takes 10 to 15 years to really give you that type of growth. And I'm explaining, take the risk. Oh no, my father said, never buy stocks. Stocks crash all the time. and they're so insecure, they cannot even take the advice they really need as a young person so that they can do amazing as an older person. Live like no one else now. Take the risk now. So you can live like no one else later on. They don't do that. So I go and I said, so on your 100,000, you make $5,000 in GIC. Yeah. I usually smile. in your term deposit. Yeah, I made $5,000 test on 100,000. I said, great, good for you. I said, but then every year your bank sends you a T5. You have to add that 5,000 as income, and it is taxed as high as income tax. So they get that. So what happened to the person that made all the money in the stock market? I said, nothing. They have nothing. It just sits there until they sell the stock. So you remember the stock grew, and now they have sold some of the stocks. And to get them to understand, I say, okay, you made $5,000. They made $5,000 too when they sold the stock. So they have to pay tax on that. I said, no. They only pay tax on half the amount of profit they made. So there you are in your safety, not taking a risk. You will never know, what did Theodore Roosevelt say, or was it Eth? You'll never know the high of success, and you will never know what it is to sit at the top of the successful one, and you'll be at the bottom looking up. Something similar to that. Because you did not take the risk. I will just keep my money safe. I want it safe. And then the person that has been consistently doing it with the stock and taking a risk, there is a risk. But again, you do this with money you don't need to eat or to be sheltered by. And over time, the up and the down, they call it cost averaging, it becomes, and you make more money. And then when you have more money, you also pay less tax in a sense, because now you can sell your stocks. You make $10,000, you're going to pay tax only on $5,000. The bank will pay tax on the full $10,000. So it's all of that. Insecurity can hold you back in so many things in your life. Sometimes you have to stand up and take the risk. They are risk adverse, and they will tell you of how negative it is to do anything that might have success. Do not climb the bridge, you will fall. What about if you fall? I would have never been able to show my grandchildren that I climbed the bridge in Sydney. For my 70th birthday, I went to the top of the CN Tower, and I took my brother Eric with me. I have the proof. I felt great. It was exhilarating, scary like hell, but I had to take the risk. I do the bungee stuff, whatever is available when I travel. I went to Machu Picchu, only in our group, the oldest person there, and I did not have breathing problems because I planned it. I decided. Until somebody said to me, you're the only one that just keeps climbing this mountain like it's nothing, and we're there holding our breath because of the atmosphere up there, right? It's a risk though. But it was a risk taking. I got hurt 20 years ago in love. I'm not falling in love again. Insecurity. I was hurting. Yes, it was. But there was a time it was amazing. There was love. You know, so now that it fell apart, that doesn't mean you have to just stop. Loving might be a mistake, but man, it's a mistake worth making. And find the room to remember the sweet and cover the hateful things that followed the sweet. Remember, it didn't start bad. It started sweet. But that shouldn't stop you. And pick out, that's the thing I said, when you are surrounded by those who are like that, and you are unable to encourage and enlighten them, you have to choose to lead them out of that feeling in a different way. It's not a responsibility, but as a guide, you have to make an effort to pull them out. So you have to lead them out. It's not a responsibility. You're not responsible to do that. Your actions, your behavior, they're telling you this insecurity, this scary thing and all of that. So you look at them like, and maybe that might trigger something in them to let them know, hey, this is not how it's supposed to be. You can do a little bit better. Choose the conversation. Choose and guide. Guide the conversation. Come prepared to manage your time with them. So you cannot avoid it because sometimes it's family. And you wait and see. God will be good for you. You keep this up. Now people are afraid of God. I saw a man on TV, some black guy in the States said, nobody has a fear of God. Why do we have to fear of God? I don't get it. You're telling me you love me, but are you telling me to fear? Hi, morning, John. How are you feeling this morning? hinder somebody. Good morning. How do you fear what you're supposed to love? Insecurity that does that. Every time somebody tells me that God will be good for me, I say, praise the Lord for that. Because good means nice. And they don't realize that what they are sending in their insecurity with their relationship with God is not a fear. It's a blessing. You're telling me God will be good for me. I have to accept you at your word. Because that's what the universe accepts. That's what God accepts. Oh, God, you want me to be good to Tessa-Marie? Well, here she goes. I'm going to be good for her. That is your prayer for her. But the insecure person will always say, I already know it was going to be a disaster. Wait and you will see. Just wait to see how it's going to happen. You are wrong that. You need to shake it off. You need to dance yourself out of their energy when you have left them. But you can take a little time to say, you know what? I will guide you a little bit in that area. And you have to make sure you are strong enough to come prepared, to lead the conversation to a more positive way. I'm not saying everything has to be positive. But my goodness gracious me, for you to sit down in that thing and listen to this negative talk, you will overeat, you will overdrink, then it will, you know what will happen. And before you know it, you are carrying the baton in the relay race. They just handed you the stick and said, run. And when you get to Joan, give it to her. Tell her how horrible the world is. Run, Joan, and give it to the other one. And we wonder why there is so much insecurity and risk-adverse human being in this world when we should take chances, when we should do something different. You do not like where you are, shake it off. They've quoted this scripture about God being good for you, but the same God say, when you go a place and it's not good, when you're leaving, shake your shoes. Isn't that what Jesus said? Yeah. So why do you want me to carry it home with me? I do not want that feeling ever. And so when they see doom, and when they see doom, you have to see light, and you have to have the audacity for others to dream. You must give them credit. You say for doing this or that. So what I'm saying here, when you see somebody is dreaming big, it's not hope. Don't do that. Hope doesn't have a substance to it, because hope is waiting. But you have to say to that person, you know what? You're right. There is a possibility you can do this. Encourage them to dream. Tell them, yes, you can do it. Dream bigger. When they have the audacity to do what they want to do not put them down. Find it. It is difficult. It is challenging. And maybe the day you see them is your worst challenging day ever. And it's our job to say to them, you know what? But look at how far you got. Look at the distance where you came and where you are right now. Look at what you had to go through, and you're still standing. And that encourages them. You have to be able to do that. Sometimes you must make sure you are alert. For even in success, they see failure. When someone said, wait to see the failure, you must be ready to say, I see the success. They always, even when they're successful, and they'll say, yeah, but he broke his knee. Yeah, I know. But let's just see what they did before the knee broke. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it cost you a lot of money. Yeah, but I had the joy of doing it. When you bought your home 40, 60 years ago, it was expensive just because everything is relatable. And people are telling me, mothers, people younger than me, but with children in their 40s, their 20s, their 30s, and maybe just as old. Oh, I don't know, these kids will never own a house. But you did, didn't you, on your little dollar salary? I did on my $165, or I don't even, $263 every 2 weeks. That is what it was, $263 every 2 weeks. People told me to wait. They told us, let's wait. Do not buy the house right now. And the prices will fall. They don't fall, people. They might be stagnant for a while, but they don't fall. So these same people, oh, I don't know, these kids will never own houses. They will. And I'm thinking their salary is 10 times more than ours. When you were a teacher, you're making a little bit of money. No, my friend who retired a few years was making over $93,000. And she was teaching junior kindergarten. So it's you can see it matches the prices. No, her children are making twice as much, doing whatever they do, so they can buy a home. But we take that insecurity, that doom and gloom, even when they're in a job and they're pushing forward, oh, I don't know how they're going to do it, they'll never do it, they spend all their money. Come on. And we need to stop doing that. Sometimes, insecure friends will keep you down. You must lead when they fail to lead, even if the way to lead is within them. So they might fail to lead, although they have it. And it's you that have to pick it up and say, you know, you can do it. If you do not do that, you are going to be like them. You will be running in the relay of insecurity and you will be giving that bit to somebody else. You'll hand over the baton in the relay race and say, here, take it. And they will go, and you are waiting for success in failure. That doesn't happen. So whatever an insecure person said to you, when they're insecure and they tell you that, always try, look into it and see if you can find that little thing to tell them, just pull on this. Just pull on that. And listen, they will give you a hard time. You will not be able to do it without they giving you a hard time. But if you have living the lunch or the place where you're with them and you find that all you can think about is all the insecurity through the negative talks, the gossip, the opinion, the assumptions that were made about others they know nothing about, shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it. Or I don't know what you're going to do. Go home and have a shower. But let it go down the drain. Anyway, let's see what you guys at Sid, Darlene, and Kimberly, and Julia, and Nancy, and Stacy, and Yuko, Lisa, Loretta. Wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for you. The thing is, I need to know sometimes if I touch you guys somewhere, just in case. Amen to that. Being through that with my family, after my mom passed away, they all thought I would fall down, but instead I jumped up and showed myself I can do this. Of course you can. We have it all figured out. Let it go. We have to take risks. Do not always stand back. This thing another, oh, Tessa-Marie, I'm so old, I'm too old, I shouldn't be, I don't have any dream, goals, and desires. Well, don't you want to get up tomorrow morning and eat? That's a dream, that's a goal, that's a desire. So that using your age as to be insecure is another failure. I am too old. You're never too old. My grandfather, my mother's father said, if I'm old, throw me out. That's what you do with old things. That's what he told us. I'm feeling great. I'm back from family vacation. Amazing. Glad I didn't listen. My uncles who's never left village. You see what I mean? I remember that when he said to Yuko, why would you go to Canada? Stay in Hong Kong, in the little village. That is what Maya Angelou says. He has never left the village. But damn it, he really has the power to tell you, stay in the blasted village. It's too scary to get on a plane and go all these millions of miles to Canada. Stay there. And now she realized it's a good thing I took the risk. It's a good thing I dare to have the audacity. I dare to say I'm going to do it. I dare to believe it's in me. And that is what an insecure person's advice, like the man who told his niece, do not buy a condo. You have to pay maintenance. And she almost didn't do it because her uncle was, and then when she called me to cancel, she's going to, not with me, I'm going to cancel the appointment with the broker because my uncle told me to save more money and buy a house. And she said to me, I said, what does he do? Or where does he live? Does he own a house? I can't remember. It's maybe 20 years, 15 years now. And she said, no, he rents a basement apartment. And that's when I remembered Maya Angelou. If the person that tells you what you should do has never done it before, or where to go buy a shirt when they're not wearing a shirt, you have to reconsider. So Yuko's uncle said, stay in the village. I married a farmer with a piece of land down the street. But no, my dream is bigger. I want more. So that is what we must remember. Thank you, people. You know we can talk on this ever. But I want to know if any of you ever get it. Send me a note to say, it did that. I need to know, because sometimes when I like to bring out what it is you're looking for. And I depend on God, the universe, the vibration of the morning, and whatever is going through me when I'm writing and meditating and reading and doing or what I do in the morning, in the shower, all of that. So another thing you can do though, you can always choose a topic. Ask me to talk on this. I'll go and do my meditation on it and see what comes out. So yes, I am not, somebody said to me, again, aren't you ashamed? Not ashamed. Aren't you, is ashamed? What was it she said? It wasn't ashamed. How did she put it? She said, aren't you concerned about what you say? Like when you talk, aren't you, how did she put it? I can't, it's not ashamed. It was something like, it's not being scared, but telling me that maybe, like, it's not offending people, not even that. I can't put the words together. But and as if what I'm doing, if I am ever afraid of it coming out of me in the way it comes out, whether I write it down or anything. And I'm a person that you give me 2 words and I can write a story about it. I had a feeling, I read a little bit of it to Yuko the other day, about writing in a castle, a library of an abandoned castle. So I started. This thing has almost 12,000 words and it has turned out into a fabulous story. For me, it's fabulous because I'm writing it, I'm enjoying it. It's fabulous. I never believed my mind to go that far. And that is what somebody asked me again. Are you ever bored? No, I'm not, because I'll take a chance. I will take a risk. As I said, it's not every one of them that works, but at least I know I did it. And that's what you must remember. If you do not take the chance, you will never succeed. When my son said he got an opportunity to go to America, and Brian and I were at home and were sitting in the garden, and he came and he told us, I always says congratulations, hug him and kiss him and release him. And that's where he is. But should we tell him? Should we have told him about how different things that are negative about America, or should we have let him take his risk and go there? We didn't. We just let him fly. And that is what you have to do. And sometimes when you give your children wings to fly, that doesn't mean they're going to fly as far as you want them to go, or they plan to go. But if they come back down to earth again, guess what? You still have to give them, fix the wing, patch the wing, and say, go ahead, do it again. So that is what, when you're taking chances, sometimes you will break a wing. But there's somebody there that can patch the wing, give it back to you and say, you know what, go back up the hill, go do it again. Don't give up. So run away from insecurity and take chances. Take a risk, even if you're 100 years old. Have a great day and relax with the energy of the world that is completely crazy right now. And you could stay safe in Niagara Falls, because you maybe have more people than the piece of land can manage in Niagara Falls right now. Enjoy the day. I'm going to write and I'm going to sit outside too. And if it's not raining, they said showers, so who knows. And I do have fancy glasses for there, so we don't know. But it's a good day to connect with the universe if you want to, although so many things are being sent into the universe today. So choose, take a chance, put your glasses on. And if it interests you, look at it. Or take that time to pray, meditate, relax, and realize, hey, this is a phenomenon. Have a great day.